Tēnā tātou katoa. Weekend tonight reveal Jacinda Ardern will be taking up not one, but 2 new jobs when she finishes up as an MP this month.
Tomorrow she'll deliver her valedictory speech, and today she sat down with Samantha Hayes to discuss her legacy and her biggest regret. Samantha is with us now from Parliament, and Sam, what's Jacinda going to do next?
Oh, kia ora, Michael and Alice. Well, together, the two roles will capitalise on her global brand. Jacinda Ardern has been appointed as Prime Minister Chris Hipkins' special envoy for the Christchurch call. So she'll be continuing the work she started as Prime Minister to counter online terrorist and violent extremist content. And she'll be continuing to rub shoulders with royalty, joining the board of Prince William's Earthshot Prize. Now, she's described this as like a Nobel Prize for the environment. It's about finding solutions to the big things like climate change and some of the world's other environmental problems. Today, we had the chance to sit down with Jacinda Ardern to talk about why she quit. And I have to say, she was relaxed, she was energetic and adamant that she had made the right call. Jacinda Ardern is packing up 15 years of a life spent serving the public, sifting through the letters and keepsakes and the extraordinary moments which defined her 5 years in the Prime Minister's office.
This is the run sheet when I had Neve. And the first time I came out of hospital with Neve. Just a jumper.
Not just a jumper to Te Papa. It's among a rack of clothing destined for our National Museum. The dress she wore to the Queen's banquet for heads of state while heavily pregnant. The jacket she wore the day she became Labour leader. And the dress she wore when she was sworn in as Prime Minister just months later. The packing began 10 weeks ago after her shock resignation.
If I'm really honest, you look happier.
Yeah.
You look happy, you look lighter,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's the right call.
Oh, absolutely.
Tomorrow, she leaves Parliament for good.
Would you ever consider returning into Parliament?
No.
5 years, 10 years, even
No.
20 years, you're ruling it out
I
completely.
am.
You would never come back into
Oh,
politics.
this is it for me. Absolutely, this is it for me. Yep. This is a full farewell.
Ardern is steadfast in her reason for quitting. She clarified it wasn't burnout, but she lacked the stamina she knew the job needed.
Yes, I could do the job and I could keep going, but did I have enough in reserve that if another significant event came our way, let alone an election, could I hand on heart say that I was going to be there at 100% of my capacity for another 3 years? I knew casting forward I didn't have that in me.
Some would say, though, that you quit before you could be voted out.
No, I mean, if you're afraid of losing, you shouldn't be in politics.
Ardern had become a lightning rod for voters' anger.
It did occur to me that actually my departure might just take a bit of heat out.
Yeah,
Was it the
yeah.
basis of my decision? No.
Okay.
But I did believe that that might be one of the consequences of it.
Today, she walked the media gauntlet one last time to her final caucus meeting. Her thoughts not on the politics of the day, but on her achievements and her regrets.
I wish we never had a protest on the forecourt of Parliament. I often think were there other ways? Could that have been avoided? I don't know the answer, but we wouldn't be human and we wouldn't learn if we didn't reflect on those things, and I still do.
The online vitriol directed at her personally was awful too. Threats dealt with by police against a Prime Minister reaching an all-time high. But she says that's not the whole story.
Day to day, my experience was a positive one.
She hopes her legacy will be as a role model for young people and also for her daughter.
If I can just simply walk away knowing that there will be kids and girls in particular who think they can do this job just like me and do it with kindness and empathy and compassion, then job done.
Is it a job that you would want your daughter to do?
Yes, yeah, it is.
You would encourage Neve to get into politics?
I will encourage her to do whatever gives her joy. She's not the daughter of an ex-Prime Minister. She's Neve. She's her own person.
Ardern's first year as Prime Minister saw her become only the second world leader to have a baby while in office. She's someone who likes to preserve history, like the first United Nations pass made for a baby and handwritten notes of national significance.
It just takes me right back to the moment.
Her empathy and leadership through the crisis and the gun reform that followed was met with international acclaim.
This line just came to you.
I was so angry about his attempts to other members of our community that I remember saying that to Grant, they're us.
It's why in her next role she's committed to continuing her work on the Christchurch call.
I still feel a duty at a personal level to the community who are affected by March 15.
A role she asked for and will not be paid for.
Things have fundamentally changed because of the Christchurch call.
There's more work to be done on climate change too, which is why she's taken a role on the board of Prince William's Earthshot Prize.
Prince William and I spoke about his plan and dream for this before it had a name, and so to be able to come back full circle and support his work alongside an amazing board, I feel very lucky.
But for now it's time to finish packing, say goodbye, and do one more thing.
You're giving your valedictory tomorrow. What's your final message for New Zealanders?
Thank you.
Gosh, it's going to be an emotional time for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Happy.
Yeah. Where does that emotion come from?
15 years of being here. Just a privilege. Yeah.
So Sam, clearly an emotional day for Jacinda Ardern.
Yes, Alice, and it's likely to be another one tomorrow as she gives her valedictory and she leaves Parliament, her workplace here, of 15 years forever, not even leaving the door open ajar a little bit there, adamant she won't be coming back. Now, when she became Labour leader, she had two key priorities: climate change, she called it her nuclear-free moment, and of course child poverty. She told me today that she leaves this place proud of what she did in those two areas, but also very aware that the job is not done and there's plenty of work to do, but it's now time for the next team to keep on doing it. Life has certainly changed for Jacinda Ardern. She told me she's taking a lot of joy from the little things, like being able to go to a 5-year-old's birthday party with Neve recently and not have to think about being somewhere else or what she had to do next as Prime Minister. Some special moments for her with her family.
Samantha Hayes, live from Parliament. Thank you.